What's up, everyone, and welcome back to The Art of the Flip. I'm Marcus Williams, founder of 25 Options, where our goal is to give you more options to help create generational wealth. So let me ask you, how have you been spending your money? Have you been more of a consumer or an investor? And tell me why. Throughout our sessions, we have focused on the systematic approach that we call the art of the flip. The art of the flip is to take something and make it a greater value. We talked about the consumer side, where the consumer spends money for their own personal want or need. However, by doing that, you're now giving your money to other people, making them wealthier, while ultimately widening the wealth gap. This way of spending takes more money out of your pocket. A consumer spends money for a multitude of reasons. As you may recall, we looked at how we spend it on our food for our basic needs, our housing for our safety needs. We spend money for gifts when we do want love and acceptance. We spend money for our own self-esteem for our haircuts and clothes. We even fund our own passions such as art, cooking, or even production. Nevertheless, as a consumer, we are giving the power to someone else. Remember, we talked about systems and how systems are put into place for us to be spenders. We go to work every day because we have to pay for things that we need, and that is exactly what a consumer is. We also talked about the investor side during these flip sessions. The investors spend money with the expectation to make a profit. Whether you like to shop and find clothes on discount and buy and sell them for a higher value, or you like to read books and gain more knowledge and flip your knowledge into a productive action. Flipping can be used with your education to gain the overall information needed to make you better and to use it to put you in a better, more successful position. Relationships can be flipped. Taking relationships and turning them into profits are extremely common. Remember, relationships are better than money. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Now, we've all heard these expressive terms. Relationships are just as much as a flip as it is to buy and sell products. Last week, if you recall, we focused on two main ways to build wealth. We talked about the stock market and real estate. Since last week, I personally have spent more money as an investor than I have as a consumer. I bought stocks in Chevron and Nike Corporation. I made money in both of those stocks when they dropped in value. Chevron went from $88 to $85, and Nike went from $98 to $96. Remember, the stock market is a store. It's a market selling companies that we call public traded companies, meaning you as a public can now own these companies. To buy a stock, you need to have accumulated your money. You need to then find your company, look for the broker or the store that you want to make the purchase within, and then simply push that button and become an investor. After you invest, sit back, live your life, and collect your money. Investing is a long-term game. We also talked about real estate as a way to gain wealth. With real estate, remember, owning an asset that is limited is instantly putting you in a more valuable position. No more land can be made, and everyone needs a house. Owning that puts you in a better position to have power to help provide living for others and help build communities. To flip real estate, you need to have money, gain access to information, and then determine if you want a long-term or short-term investment. So now today, we're going to talk about passions and how to turn that passion into a profit. To do what you love every single day and create a profitable living. Why not take those passions and turn something you love into a business? Flip it and turn it into your mission and what you live for every day. Why not take your purpose in life and simply get paid for it? People have done it since forever. Think about the big wigs. You got Jay-Z, you got Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, LeBron James, Taylor Swift. What about Serena Williams, Robert Smith, and even Jeff Bezos? All these people would probably never retire. They never look forward to the day where they do not have to get up and go to work anymore. They wake up every single day with energy and excitement because they get to do what they love to do. What is the main similarity with all these names? They're all pretty rich. Well, that's because when you find your passion, you do what you love to do, the money will follow. So often in the world, we go to school to get an education, We get a job that we work at least 40 hours a week doing something that we don't really love to do, all because the money's good. We look around on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at all our friends, and we feel the pressure that we must compete and do exactly what everybody else is doing, and we must have what they are showing us that they have. But we also have to remember, social media and the world around us has become somewhat of an illusion. It's become a shortcut to the processes that it takes to be great. So we first must understand, to do what you love, focus on that, and the money will then follow. Who's ever heard that when you find something you love, you'll never work a day in your life? The goal is to never feel like you're working. Therefore, you can do it forever and always make money, never bound by other people to be somewhere to do things that you do not love, just to make money for your family. So in this session, we're going to focus on how to find your passion, how to turn a passion into a profit, and the overall impact that passions have on your flips. So let's dive right into it. Be sure to grab those materials. Grab something to write with, a piece of paper, and your digital worksheets. How do you find your passion? First, let me tell you why people can't find their passions. It's because they allow life and circumstances around them to dictate what's good for them. As a kid, you may have loved to play sports, but because you were not good enough in college or in high school to receive a college scholarship or even make it to the pros, you killed the dream. You might have loved animals and spent a lot of time with them as a kid, but then something happened to you that really hurt you and you never played with pets again. You might have loved being an artist, but people around you have told you that there's no work or no profit in painting, so you put away your brushes and your canvases. Allowing yourself to be open and to be able to try new things is the first step to understanding what your passion is. When you give things a try and tap into things you never thought you knew you liked. However, when you're closed off and allow circumstances or money to stop you from doing what you might try to do, you're limiting your opportunities to put yourself in a position to do what you love every single day. What we like and what we don't like can change over time. But if you really pay attention to it, a lot of the same traits we had as a kid are the same ones we have as an adult today, just maybe in a different way. Keep in mind that anytime you try something new, there is an adjustment period. It takes time to be great. And many of us are not good when we do something for the first time. We must learn to be great. We have to learn how to be the best and produce the best results to whatever it is that we're doing. I can remember as a kid, I loved being around people. I love being able to help people, and I love numbers to this day. But just because I love numbers doesn't mean that investing in the stock market was easy. It was easy enough for me to understand, and I loved it enough to keep going. However, it was hard losing money. And I had to learn how to do it the right way. It's easy for me to be around people and to talk to people, but it takes time for me to fill my mind with content to give them the proper information that benefits them, to really help them. It takes time for me to read and study, to put the right things in me that can benefit other people. If the first time I lost money in the stock market, I quit, then I would never know how much I truly love it and how much I can truly benefit from it. Just like riding a bike, we all start off with training wheels, learning the basics. Then eventually we get them taken off, but even still you have to learn to find your balance. It's not until the complete learning process is done that you can enjoy the freedom of feeling the wind in your hair as you ride down the streets. So to find your passion, try things that you might like and give it at least a month of fair effort. Give it 30 days of everything that you have and learn as much as you can. Give it your best before you decide to give it up. Think about Michael Jordan. He was cut from his freshman basketball team. Michael Jordan didn't even make the team. If he would have quit, would many of us be wearing his shoes today? Or would many of our favorite players even be playing basketball today, such as LeBron James? Ultimately, a passion is not tied to money. You'll do it for free. The feeling that you get makes you want to do it as soon as you wake up. You think about it all the time, even when you dream. Like me, I can be asleep and I dream about the stock market. I see charts. I see the news that affects those companies throughout the night. Have you ever taken a look at things you spend your money on every day? Every product on the shelf is a direct reflection of someone's passion. Think about Crayola. It all started from someone who liked colors and knew that those colors were important to the canvas. So how do you turn a passion into a profit? Well, let me ask you this. Do you chase money or do you chase passions? Never chase the money, because if you chase the passions, then the money will be chasing you. When you love what you do, you can do it all day long, working harder and harder, doing all the things it takes to be great at something, and it feels like you haven't worked at all. Now, let's take a look at our digital worksheets and let's complete this one-page business plan. Now, what is your passion? This section, you will fill out what you love and how you can sell it. Go to Google and put in keywords such as biking, reading, music, and that will allow you to see what other people are doing with that thing that you love to do. See how they are using it in many different ways. Next, think about what you have. Who is the one person you can picture using your product? Too often we feel like so many people have to buy our product to make money. And yes, that's true. But when you focus on the one, the rest will then follow. As you think about who you're selling it to, think about how your idea will then help that person who's buying it. Finding a problem and becoming the solution is a great way to create a sustainable business for a long time. Once you have narrowed this down, how much will you charge? This is important because it will show who will be able to buy what you're selling and how much you can make off of it. Charging too much can turn people off, and charging too little can then hurt your profits. So be smart and think about this. It sets the tone for your product. A millionaire has multiple streams of income, meaning they make money from many different places. As you're turning your passions into a profit, write down other ways you can make money from it. Remember, keep the main thing the main thing. But hey, even a tree sprouts many branches from it. Now that we have our product and we know who we're selling it to, we know how much we're selling it for, we can now start getting it out to the public, doing our marketing. How will customers learn about your product? Good thing about the world we live in is the access that we have to everything. Use social media as a platform and not just to flex on it. In the next session, set your goals. Goals are important because it shows if you have become successful or not. It gives you a tool to measure how productive you are. Set selling goals, money goals, impact goals, and write these down. And finally, think about the challenges that may come your way, knowing that anything worth having is not going to be easy. Sit and think about the challenges, and that will allow you to be more prepared on the front end and not be impacted as much when things happen. Have solutions prepared for these situations, and it will be helpful for you on your journey. Hey, you have just completed that business plan. You now have a product based off what you love that you can now make money from. As we wrap this up, the art of the flip was put in place to teach you how to take something and make it more valuable, to give you tools to create wealth and do it in a way that gives you more time to do exactly what you love. The three main ways to build wealth are the stock market, real estate, and creating a business. As you move forward, you are now aware of wealth building tools and you now have ability to create. Remember, you were created to create. Please remember to create those exit tickets as we do have those prizes to give away. It was my pleasure to share information with you, and I wish you all the best on your flipping journey. Always make a flip and be great, my friends.